Little is needed to ruin and upset everything, only a slight aberration from reason. In each separate thing that you do, consider the matters which come first, and those which follow after, and only then approach the thing itself. Reason is not measured by size or height, but by principle. Suffering arises from trying to control the uncontrollable, or from neglecting what is within your power to do. When you close your doors and make darkness within, remember never to say that you are alone, for you are not alone. Nay, God is within, and your genius is within. And what need have they of light to see what you are doing? People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Since it is reason which shapes and regulates all other things, it ought not itself to be left in disorder. The origin of sorrow is this: to wish for something that never comes to pass. No thing great is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. He who exercises wisdom exercises the knowledge which is about God. Any one thing in the creation is sufficient to demonstrate a providence to an humble and grateful mind. Those proficient praise no one, blame no one, and accuse no one. Difficulties reveal the character of men. Events happen as they do. People behave as they are. Embrace what you get. Were I a nightingale, I would act the part of a nightingale. Were I a swan, the part of a swan. Practice yourself, for heaven's sake, in little things, and thence proceed to greater. It is unlikely that the good of a snail should reside in its shell, so is it likely that the good of a man should? Who are those people by whom you wish to be admired? Are they not these about whom you are in the habit of saying that they are mad? What then? Do you wish to be admired by the mad? If it is my interest to have a farm, it is my interest to take it away from my neighbor. If it is my interest to have a cloak, it is my interest also to steal it from a bath. This is the source of wars, seditions, tyrannies, plots. It is difficulties that show what men are. If we are not stupid or insincere when we say that the good or ill of man lies within his own will, and that all beside is nothing to us, why are we still troubled? In theory, there is nothing to hinder our following what we are taught, but in life there are many things to draw us aside. When anyone provokes you, be assured that it is your own opinion that provokes you. Lameness is an impediment of the leg, not of the will. Be free from grief, not through insensibility like irrational animals, nor through want of thought like the foolish, but like a man of virtue by having reason as the consolation of grief. Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourself. No man is able to make progress when he is wavering between two opposites. It is my business to manage carefully and dexterously whatever happens. Freedom and slavery, the one is the name of virtue, the other of vice. Both are acts of the will. First learn the meaning of what you say, then speak. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Appearances to the mind are of four kinds. Things either are what they appear to be, or they neither are nor appear to be, or they are, and do not appear to be, or they are not, and yet appear to be. Rightly to aim in all these cases is the wise man's task. For human beings, the measure of every action is the impression of the senses. For it is not death or pain that is to be feared, but the fear of pain or death. For what is a child? Ignorance. What is a child? Want of instruction. For where a child has knowledge, he is no worse than we are. For on these matters, we should not trust the multitude, who say that none ought to be educated, but the free, but rather to philosophers, who say that the educated alone are free. Materials are indifferent, but the use which we make of them is not a matter of indifference. Although life is a matter of indifference, the use which you make of it is not a matter of indifference. Shall I show you the sinews of a philosopher? What sinews are those? A will, undisappointed, evils avoided, powers daily exercised, careful resolutions, unerring decisions. When I see someone in anxiety, I say to myself, what can it be that this fellow wants? For if he did not want something that was outside of his control, how could he still remain in anxiety? Freedom is secured, not by the fulfilling of men's desires, but by the removal of desire. Why then do we wonder any longer that, although in material things we are thoroughly experienced, nevertheless in our actions we are dejected, unseemly, worthless, cowardly, unwilling to stand the strain, utter failures one and all? Be bold to look towards God and say, use me henceforward for whatever you want. I am of one mind with you. I am yours. I refuse nothing that seems good to you. Lead me where you will. Wrap me in what clothes you will. A city is not adorned by external things, but by the virtue of those who dwell in it. What is the first business of one who practices philosophy? To get rid of self-conceit, for it is impossible for anyone to begin to learn that which he thinks he already knows. The propositions which are true and evident must of necessity be employed even by those who contradict them. Some of their faults people readily admit, but others not so readily. The essence de philosophy is that a man should so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things. Why? What is weeping and sighing? A judgment. What is misfortune? A judgment. What are strife, disagreement, fault-finding, accusing, impiety, foolishness? They are all judgments. What should a philosopher say then, in the face of each of the hardships of life? It was for this that I've been training myself. It was for this that I was practicing. Two principles we should always have ready: that there is nothing good or evil save in the will, and that we are not to lead events, but to follow them. Do you suppose that you can do the things you do now and yet be a philosopher? Do you suppose that you can eat in the same fashion, drink in the same fashion, give way to anger and to irritation, just as you do now? First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Don't you know that a good and excellent person does nothing for the sake of appearances, but only for the sake of having acted right? Fortify yourself with contentment. This is an impregnable fortress. For what is it that everyone is seeking? To live securely, to be happy, to do everything as they wish to do, not to be hindered, not to be subject to compulsion. It is better to do wrong seldom and to own it, than to do wrong often, but never admit it. Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours. Death is nothing terrible, else it would have appeared so to Socrates. But the terror consists in our notion of death, that it is terrible. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those things which he has. No man is free who is not master of himself. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence brings out your best. If you are in pain, you will find fortitude. If you hear unpleasant language, you will find patience. If you seek truth, you will not seek to gain a victory by every possible means. And when you have found truth, you need not fear being defeated. No matter what happens, it is within my power to turn it to my advantage. Nothing is in reality either pleasant or unpleasant by nature. All things become so through habit. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspirations, no matter what is going on around you. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Nature hath given men one tongue and two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Have this thought ever present with thee, when thou loosest any outward thing, what thou gainest in its stead. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. To you, all you have seems small. To me, all I have seems great. Your desire is insatiable. Mine is satisfied. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. There is only one way to happiness: to cease worrying about things which are beyond your control. Give me, by all means, the shorter and nobler life, rather than the longer and baser one. Those were Epictetus quotes for this episode. Which quote is your favorite? Please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you next time.